Today we are going to be doing an Us Watching Us, which is our weekly-ish series where we live stream ourselves watching videos that we filmed of ourselves filmed of ourselves, like 12 years ago now.
Maybe you're
13 years ago now.
The intro from now on.
Yeah, maybe you should do them.
Yeah. We're watching movies that we shot. Movies? What's
Movies?
a movie?
We're watching fine films.
We are watching fine films. Okay, so we went on a trip a long time ago. We're watching videos from that trip as you would, like, little, like, family group down in the basement with the projector on. Like, that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. We're watching us and our adventures from traveling around the world in 2010, 2011 times. 2009 also, but we're way out of 2009 now. Yeah. We've gotten into the 2010s.
So, and what's interesting about where we're at right now is we are watching videos of ourselves the very first time we came to Japan, and we have since then moved to Japan and lived here for like 11 or 12 years now. So it's interesting to see our first impressions of Japan, and that's what has been kind of exciting about this. And we will go ahead and throw
Daniel, don't bring up the Marvin biscuit
map on the screen. Did somebody say something about the Marvin biscuit?
Yeah, so it's Oscar worthy. Oh, what a jerk.
Okay, and I have to do this one and then wait. 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. And then that button. And now you're probably
gonna like take a like 5-minute longer shower this evening because I don't have anything I gotta do.
You got no.
I'm gonna be living the life. I'm living the life.
Okay, so let's look at the map of the universe. Okay, so this is the great country of Japan, and last week we were in the Sendai area, and we went up and we did a little bit up here and then down here and yada yada yada. But we will be from tonight jumping on a ferry and going all the way up to Hokkaido. I don't remember where we arrived. I guess we arrived in Tomakomai.
Yeah, I think so.
So I ended up taking this ferry many years later when I hitchhiked. And we're going to be spending some time over here in the Lake Toyako area. And then we are going to be doing some of Otaru. And these are the videos we're going to be watching tonight. So this is the northernmost island of of Japan. And we went here on a whim, not knowing anything at all about it. The people that we were staying with, the Starkeys, who we stayed with in Sendai, just said, hey, you should go check out Hokkaido. And I don't think at that time they had ever been there. I remember Brian being like, I've never been there. So we just went up there, and I think Etsuko gave us a couple of ideas and things we could see. And then that's how this all worked. Okay, so we can jump into the very first video of the evening here, and it is Toyako Onsen is what we called it, because that's how we kept referring to it. I think the little town is called Toyako Onsen. So if you follow our YouTube videos, you're going to know that we went back to this exact place this past year and filmed it. So we spent a couple days. It's the place with the lake and then an island in the middle, and we hiked around in the lake, and there's a mudslide and all that stuff. It's that place. So this would have been our first visit there.
Oh, I don't have my headphone in. Can't hear the badoop. Headphones match my shirt. I heard it.
I heard it, which means they probably heard it too. All right, let's go.
Badoop get.
Oh wait, hold on. We missed a thing. Did you get this one? Oyasum plum pum poon. Jesus. Thank you for the sub. So we are leaving the amazing Starkey family and Sendai and headed for Hokkaido. And this is the ship we will be taking. And it's supposed to be a 17-hour ride, and we will be on the floor with, I think, 6 or 7 other people in the room. I'm not sure. It's going to be a slumber party. And
that's my jam.
So this is a map showing our route here, and this isn't a good sign. This little thing is probably indicating the weather, and I hope it's not too choppy, but
Anyway, so we're here in Sendai and
This map is amazing.
Hokkaido, which is this entire island here in northern Japan. And the ship itself kind of seems like a cruise ship. Yeah.
This was surprising because of some of our other ship adventures on this trip so far. Like we stayed in like we went on that one boat in Thailand.
Yeah.
And it was just like
We were
a cargo ship.
It really feels like we're on a cruise ship. Yeah, so this looks like it's a lot like a cruise ship. I mean, there's water and boats and Katie.
Banana.
Magic. Deliciousness and magic.
We've been on the boat for about 3 hours now, and we're hanging out in our room. I'm gonna let you see what that looks like.
It's a lot more than 6 people.
This is the third time I'm making this video, so I'm getting very good at it. A lady gave us some food, these little snack cookies.
That you can't see.
I was invested in that.
Yeah.
Kinda, what were they going to be?
Just to go eat with us, with her. Like, she wanted to eat with us, but we didn't know what she was asking. That's kind of the gist we got, but we're already full and just wanted to hang out, so we didn't go with that lady. But we're hanging out in our room on this big kind of mini cruise ship, and we hung out in a bar for a while and just did stuff on the computer and hung out. We walked around the entire ship, and it's mainly just like places to sleep and little areas to sit and relax like you would have on a cruise ship. There's a big buffet as well, and we couldn't figure that out, so we didn't do it. And we're just kind of relaxing. This is going pretty well. The price was still a little bit steep, but at least there's nice stuff here and it's not just a room. So yeah, it's going pretty good.
Whenever we say the price was steep in Japan on this trip, it's because we're coming from Southeast Asia and stuff where things were like a tenth of the price to do anything.
Yeah.
Japan was very expensive to us.
I mean, that cargo trip was probably not
It was like a couple bucks or something, you know what I mean? And this probably, I don't know what this would have cost, but I imagine we probably spent maybe like 6,000 yen a piece or something like that. And at the time, the yen was pretty strong. So Japan was really expensive for us in the grand scheme of things based on all the other places that we had gone. We had just adjusted to things being a lot cheaper. And even compared to Korea, Japan was expensive.
I remember when we came here to live here, we had to adjust to telling ourselves that's the price of things.
Yeah.
It's not expensive.
Yeah.
We have snacks. These are cookies. And
Was that the bear tube?
if you know what these are in the States, they're the same in Japan and they're delicious. These little things. Oh yeah, I love them.
They have it in
I
America?
didn't describe it, yeah.
It's
I didn't know.
10 o'clock, so we're gonna relax.
So this is like a gift shop.
What?
And there's a shirt for University of Maryland. Okay. We're in Japan, remember?
Is this like a sister city or
Yeah,
like
I don't
a-
know. I don't
The
think we ever found out.
university and the boat are sisters?
Sitting on these hills looks really cool.
I think we're in Toyako now.
Floating in
So we had arrived and then taken a bus, I think, to get there.
over here.
I think that ferry was an overnight ferry.
Yeah.
A little bit further out here, it's looking kind of rough. Like a storm is coming in or something.
Oh no,
And
by
I
the
doubt
ocean.
they turned off the lights in that room.
No. This is Toyako.
I doubt they turned off the lights on the boat, so
Yeah, maybe not.
yeah.
No, watch out.
Wow, look at him. What a badass. This is before we understood what minimum focus distance meant.
Alright, we've been away from the Starkeys for like maybe 24 hours and we're at our first hotel. And it's becoming pretty odd, so I'm gonna make a video of it, let you know what's going on. First off, it looks like we're in the 80s. Japanese 80s.
This is so normal to me now. It's so normal now. I've stayed in 100 places exactly like this.
Our room
I can feel that floor.
Yeah.
I'll show you what that means. It means that like everything is on the floor.
You can hear in my voice. Don't like this shit. And you know what's funny now? Like when we go on a vacation and we stay somewhere for a while, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get that futon on the floor. And when I go with my friends, I always look for this like tatami area with the table that you can sit around in the middle and like play cards and yell at each other. I always look for that. And if I find the window with a nice view, I'm really excited. But here I don't understand the value of this.
Have one, as you can see. We do have a really nice view out the window of Toyako, which is
pause again. This is the masterpiece. This is the
There it is.
Yeah.
That's the lake.
And our beds are going to be this. We're going to put this out on the floor and sleep on it. So we'll see how that goes. So that's one thing. Let me walk you down the hall. One thing our room doesn't have is a bathroom. So there are ladies' toilets here, sinks. Eric's hanging out in the boys' bathroom doing whatever. One thing you don't notice up here is there isn't a shower. So we're informed about their onsen. And I'll tell you what an onsen is. An onsen is a hot spring that comes from volcanic stuff. And they run these through the hotels and various other places where you can go to an onsen and soak. So I'm going to tell you how an onsen works. It's something that I'm sure is possible to do in the States, but I've never done it and probably never would have. But Etsuko took me to one.
Oh yeah, you went to an onsen with Etsuko when we drove up to Zao. Like, and they stopped at an onsen and we got ice cream, and you and Etsuko went in and had an onsen together, and I did not. And you went with Luca as well, yeah.
A couple days ago, and I guess got my jitters out of the way, because basically it's bathing with a whole bunch of other people naked. And all right, so here's how this works at the place we're staying.
I drew a diagram.
To a room that's either boys or girls. You walk in. In this room, everybody is disrobing. You'll grab a basket and take off all of your clothes, put the basket over into the shelves. Take you and your towel and the other things you need to clean yourself into the other room, which has the onsen in the middle, which onsens are lovely. To the left, there are buckets and some stools. The bucket...
What'd you write there?
Stools and buckets.
Stools? Is that how you spell stool?
Yeah.
S-T-O-L-L-S?
S-T-O-L-L-S.
Stool?
Stoles, if there was two O's.
Oh?
Shit! Everybody got me. No. Stools. Tools plus an S at the front.
Yeah, two O's.
Oh, that would be stoles, because tolls. Damn. I didn't have my job, and also I want everybody to erase the last 5 minutes of what I just said.
You fill it up with water and douse yourself.
I think I remember telling you I misspelled that afterwards.
Yeah, good save. Good save.
The stools, you sit on the stools. You don't shower standing up in onsens from my experience of going to town.
I don't.
So you grab your stool.
Some people do.
I have seen people do that, but I've also seen that I've been in the splashback of some people, and they should sit the fuck down.
If I'm in there by myself, I just stand up. Fuck it.
Yeah. But if you're not, you know, maybe be courteous to me.
Intestinal Rabbit, what's going on? We're watching videos of ourselves from 2010. That's what's going on.
Walk over to a little showering unit. When I walked in, there were 2 ladies here. 1 lady here, so I chose the area that was farthest away from all the ladies, which was right here. And you shower yourself head to toe, clean all yourself off so that you can get into the onsen and be clean, and not get the onsen all dirty and stuff. So I sat over there and I showered, and when I was going to get into the onsen, I took a glance at these ladies over here, they're over 50, and they were washing each other. I mean, they were just washing each other's backs, but it was a little odd that I was in the room with some older ladies who were helping each other wash each other. Not something I thought I'd be seeing. But you'll soak in the onsen for a little while, and then go back over to your station, rinse yourself off and cool down, and then dry yourself off. Come back into the room, grab all your clothes, put them on, and come out. So that's how you take a shower in this hotel. So if you came to this hotel and you'd never been in an onsen, you'd be getting introduced to them quite quickly. An odd note on that is that we paid $80 for the place that we're staying. It's quite a chunk of money, and it's really surprising that we don't have like a private shower. It doesn't really have to be in our room, but one that isn't associated with an onsen. So that's a little odd to us, but I mean, you do what you gotta do. I'm showered, I'm happy, and might go to the onsen later.
Probably didn't.
So we're at a place.
This was amazing.
Yeah, it just reminds me of the time we didn't get to go there.
Fair enough.
It has yakimono, and basically that is these meat on a stick things, and he grills them. And for some reason, he hits them with a blow dryer, and ash goes everywhere. That's what's up here. We haven't figured that out. And this is chicken and pork, and they have had these little hot dogs.
It was the cheapest place to stay there, but I mean, for that would have we probably were taught. I'm assuming you made that from 4,000 yen per person, or maybe it was like 3,000 yen per person, and that made it $80.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, which that's not that expensive. It's just that we were cheap. We were used to
Right now,
$8.
I can get us in stuff for like 55, 60.
Not in that town.
Maybe in that town.
Yeah, we stayed there recently, and
Yeah, and how much did you pay for the cube? The cube was decently priced.
we had to have a car to get to the cube.
We gotta have a car to get to the cube.
Yeah.
Dogs, and Katie loves the hot dogs.
Oh gosh, they're really good. And I mean, like, meat on a stick usually is not good. It's terrifying, but this is outstanding. And I think it's just because it's in a restaurant establishment. This guy's got better cred than those that are on the sidewalk in other countries. So we found a good place to eat.
And this is just a spicy mustard, just like you would expect any other spicy mustard in the world to be. It tastes exactly like something that would come out of a jar at a supermarket in the States.
I guess I'd had
It's a
karashi.
bad explanation of
So in
karashi.
towns with onsens
This is my first ashi.
Oh.
or hot
Oh,
springs,
no,
places,
wasn't there
they
one
have these foot
where at the
Oh, maybe.
onsen with Brian?
I don't know.
And,
kind of, sporadically around. And this one is kind of, looks like in front of a hotel or something. And you've got this next to it. This is like naturally heated water. It's coming out of the earth hot. And it's pretty dang hot coming out up there. Down here it's not so hot. It's okay. But you can just stop and put your feet in and relax. So in Japan, they've got a magazine specifically written for Katie.
what? Is that the LA Mer or the Lamer? I can't tell. What's up? They got like Maryland and LA stuff.
All right, here's the next episode. Same town. 2 of 3.
How come no snack?
Go get your little cheese ring things.
I'm already sitting down.
Right now we're hanging out in Toyako. Toy is the name of the town, and ko is the Japanese word for lake, which is this gorgeous lake that you're looking at. Every night they put off tons of fireworks from this area, and we get to see fireworks for free, and since it's almost the 4th of July, it's pretty perfect. We're at Nishiyama Crater Promenade. I did that right this time. That's basically just a trail where you can go and see volcanic craters, or I'll explain. There's a crater here, and we're not really sure how it got formed. We don't know if it used to be a volcano or if something hit the ground really hard that caused a big crater right there. We got another crater next to us, and I'm almost
Looks very familiar. We were just here.
really, really pretty. Again, we're not sure how this formed or anything. We've got tons of maps and tons of explanation, and none of it really tells us straightforwardly what happened. So I'm getting to see some cool stuff. Don't know where it came from, but at the very least, it's gorgeous.
So this is a crater, and in the 70s, an apartment building sat here. And
That shit just looks like a swamp.
it broke the apartment building in half, and of course nobody lives there now, and the apartment building is gone. It looks as if this is more abandoned buildings that are probably victims of some of the volcanic activity.
So I feel like when we were here the first time, there wasn't like an official park here. When we went there like last year, there was like a dude and like a security guard and like infrastructure. I don't think any of that was there. I think this was just busted up buildings like that were just abandoned buildings when we were there the first time.
We've walked around that.
Yeah, we walked around that island that we can see now.
Wow, it looks so cool. It looks like Breath of the Wild. You can just...
And you can see running along here, this is here to stop lava from flowing down. It's like a dam. And this is a little bit more of the same type of structure. It's like a lava dam. That stops things from coming down out of this giant mountain that's way, way up here in these amazing looking clouds. Okay, so this is a bridge, and it didn't used to be here. It used to reside up here, kind of where that lava dam is. And it moved in the 70s because when there was an eruption, there was a giant mudslide that came down. So maybe this is a mud dam more than a lava dam anyways. And it picked the bridge up and just kind of randomly tossed it here. This little valley was full of buildings, and they were all destroyed. So they've since knocked them down, but they've left this one up over here. This is here. It's an apartment building, and then there's this and these holes in the roof, and like you can see it up. That hole is from rocks flying through the air and landing on the building.
Jesus, how did we figure all this out back then?
Geniuses.
Needless to say, it has been abandoned as well. And this is what they do is, here we go. They take the lava or mud or whatever, there's holes in that. It fills up on that side to
It literally could have been the DS Wikipedia. That's a good point.
slow down the rate of it if there's a problem. And then they come through the holes, they drain down into this, what do you call these? A canal way, I guess. And it goes down, and I presume it just goes out into the lake, which is a pretty good way of, rooting anything that could devastate a town. I'm not standing on that bridge that was moved. Again, it picked it up.
Whoa, you went up there.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to anymore.
Yeah, you didn't
Like
feel
it was like
compelled to.
Yeah,
or
it was like
wasn't-
wired off or something.
Here. You read stuff like this about like disasters in all these weird countries, and you're like, oh wow, that's amazing. But to actually see the aftermath of it like this realistically is kind of strange. It's really, really amazing. It's a little more up close shot of this apartment building that was in the way of the mudslide in the 70s. And you can see what it appears to be, we're looking at the second floor. Because if you look down on this little hole, that seems to me like that was the first floor. And the whole thing is, as you can see, just completely full of dirt and completely, absolutely destroyed. And this would have been the same mudslide that moved that bridge. So this is pretty fascinating.
Jesus.
This is from the other side of that building. So the mud flow came from the other side coming this direction. And you can see that just all the building is just full of mud.
Yeah, we revisited this place in a video that we would have had up last year because we went back probably in like Golden Week last year or something like that. I don't remember exactly when we went, but it was springtime.
It's more building that's in the way of the mud flow. You can just see where it came.
It looks like a fat alligator or something.
I see a moose. or like a water buffalo.
Yeah, there's something. No, that's his mouth
Or
open.
Rocky.
You see his mouth open? He's like this. Look at
Which one? Rocky or Bullwinkle is the moose?
Bullwinkle is a moose.
Oh.
Came directly against it from this other direction. You can see where the mud just slammed into the walls. And you can see, I mean,
The
that's the
fuck's a
doorway, and look how
wool
small it
pig?
is. Like, half of it's underground. Just a little bit of clarification. The building and the bridge that we've documented that were both destroyed, I said they were in the 70s, but we think it was from the year 2000. There was an eruption.
The year 2000, the distant future.
Volcanic ash would build up, and then there'd be rain, and then the rain would push all of the ash that built up that was loose down the hill and destroy things. Fairly certain that that's what took place. The signage here is in English, but only kind of, and it's really difficult to put it all together. And our guidebook is, as usual, completely worthless. So it's just sort of piecing things together. We don't really have anybody to ask. So if we're wrong on anything, don't chastise us. And then somebody down here made that, and that's not so bad at all.
Yeah, that's not there anymore.
So what they're playing here is kind of a mixture between croquet, mini golf, and regular golf. The ball is a lot bigger. It's like the size of a croquet ball, and you only have one club. And you hit the ball as if it was a putter. Or you were putting the entire time. The holes, they're like 46 to 50 meters is kind of what I've seen. And you just you hit it hard at the front, and then as you get up to it, you just putt it into the hole. It's kind of interesting. It doesn't take up very much room or anything, and I'd probably play it if I wasn't sure it was going to be massively expensive, because
It's like 100 yen or something. We just couldn't.
If I didn't think it was going to be massively expensive, but this looks like a
looks
quality
like a
course,
quality
and
course.
it's definitely going to take a bit out of my wallet.
What am I talking about?
I don't know.
we're in Japan. Everything's expensive.
I just assumed golf, Japan. It's got to be expensive. I didn't realize like park
Really
golf
just
was
put
100
all
yen.
the expensive things in one go.
Yeah, we played it last time we were up there. Okay, we got one more video from that area.
So this is Shoish.
Boom.
And until 1944, this was a wheat field, and all of this, including what I'm standing on, you can see it goes down, was much, much lower. And there was a bunch of volcanic activity, and this just kind of pushed its way up. And you can see there's still,
Yeah.
smoke or whatever,
It's called steam, dumbass.
or whatever it is that comes out of a volcano coming up out of it, which is pretty fascinating. And it says here that the postmaster, because this happened during World War II, the government kind of covered up what was going on because they didn't want the Allied forces to be able to use it as a landmark for orienting bombings and things like that. So they kind of kept it hush-hush. And the local postmaster bought...
They kept the volcano.
Hush, hush.
I wasn't around when you recorded this or whatever. I vaguely remember. It's really funny.
This volcano for about $260 and did a lot of documentation, and he's made maps and stuff.
Wait, what did I say? What was $260?
The postmaster for
Not
$260
very
bucks.
strongly scientific.
I don't think it went back at all.
He's made maps and stuff of the growth.
Yeah, there.
They kind of kept it a hush hush. And the local postmaster bought this volcano for about $260.
Pause it.
You
Okay.
can buy a volcano.
Yeah, actually, you can buy a mountain, and we talked about in class buying a mountain. It was like I don't even remember what the sentence was, but I was like, "Say what? You can buy it?" And I asked the teacher, I was like, "Ikura desu ka?" Like, how much is that gonna be? Like, she was like, "Depends on the mountain." I was like, "That's really funny." But this mountain apparently is $260. So
This is a good investment because it might keep getting bigger. You might get more mountain for your dollars.
It was sannin o kau. Sannin being like a mountain. It's the Hayashi kanji, mountain forest. So yeah, very funny.
Did a lot of documentation, and he's made
Max,
maps
I'd
and
pay
stuff.
for a mountain.
$260 is what they sound like they're going for.
Yeah, this one's pretty magical, so I don't think I need to
I
go
would
much higher than
Yeah,
that.
I'd expect you could get like
Like,
a.
I'd probably get a decent one for around $150.
So there's not very strongly scientific, documentation of what happened, but apparently what he did is actually set standards on how volcanoes are now tracked. So it's pretty good for what a postmaster could have pulled off. And it's really, really strange looking because it's really barren, and it's just this, it seems unearthly compared to all of the greenery that's around here. And I mean, look at this. This is another volcano that's much, much older, but it's just a massive chunk of trees, and then you get spin around and big chunk of rock. So it's very striking. And I think we're going to take a cable car and go up this one and see what's up there. So let's do that.
Ooh, cable car.
It's pretty cool. We didn't go back to this when we went back there last time.
I'd forgotten about it.
We talked about it. We just decided to put our time at going to the stuff in the middle of the island, to the middle of the lake. We did that instead.
Okay, I remember now.
I mean, all this area is one volcano, but this is the big part of the one volcano. You can see, again, there's steam coming out of it.
I say you can see a lot back in the day. Kind of annoys me.
Look around you.
Look around you.
We've moved closer to the crater.
Paint it orange and white and pass it off. I thought it was going to say volcano, and I thought that he was making fun of the people, like that it wasn't a volcano. It's like just a tourist attraction that they had painted orange and white and like made little steams come out in different places.
All it needs is some white stripes. You'd have yourself a cone.
Yeah, true.
This mountain. And it's surreal just sitting here watching the heat of the earth rise up and show us how dangerous it can be. And then how calm these clouds are just moseying on over.
How old were you here? You were 26?
Yeah. 25, 26.
Yeah, you sound young.
I'm using the word mosey.
Uncommon to see R's and L's swapped in words when they are Englishified. What's interesting about this particular instance is they got it wrong there.
They got it right there.
But they got it right there.
But those two things are probably made by different people.
Yeah.
Not that this town is ratty or anything, but it seems like the tourism industry has slowed down a bit.
Oh, about to get bad.
We might be here off season because it is the rainy season. But then there's this, and this is definitely not ratty by any leap or bound of the explanation of ratty. This is definitely not it. Look at this bling in business. And because
we gotta get the cock. Oh God, Dozo, you son of a bitch!
Oh, I gotta put the long arms to use. Maybe you need to get longer arms.
We need to get one of those clamper things.
That's what I have you for. And now I'm starting to get disappointed in my product.
You raised the couch and you fucked up the situation. If
Dude.
the couch hadn't been raised,
Dude.
that ginger guy
Blowing
96.
it down to 4 stars.
Thank you.
That building's a
For the
hotel.
sub.
It's a hotel that is like one of the kinds of hotels that has an onsen inside of it, and it's probably going to have an exceptional onsen, like really large bath, and be able to take at least 20 plus people at a time, and they'll probably have food options inside there. It's kind of an all-inclusive existence in that hotel.
For what you have to pay to stay at that hotel, there better be some old ladies to wash my back. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's only old dudes for you.
That's no good.
You shouldn't go here. I don't think it's going to be mixed gender.
I don't really want old ladies touching my back either, to be honest.
it's safe. You see these people up here, they look like they're in pajamas or something.
You got
And
the
they
We're
are.
here for
robes.
hot springs, and people will just hang out in the hot spring and then put their pajamas on and go to a nice restaurant. Ain't no thing. And then there's this castle. And it's a boat, a floating castle. It is on its way too. And then in a few hours or an hour or so, they are going to launch off 400 fireworks over this lake in a matter of 15 minutes. And they do that every single night. And it's peculiar because the town doesn't really feel like there's very many people here. So
But they've worked that into the budget.
so far it's been all right.
It's cool. I like this little town. I'm glad we went back too. I know you kind of were like maybe feeling like, why are we going back there? But I don't know. I just like it. I think it's a cool place. I'd go back again. How do you feel about those apples?
Happy 2nd of July.
The lady singing is so cool. You really don't hear stuff like that very often.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just a couple of ladies sitting on a bench.
These fireworks are exploding down lower. It's kind of, there's a boat going around. It's like he's dropping mines in the water and they explode a few minutes after he gets away from them.
That was very good. I like the way that all edited together. A lot of times, like firework videos, I'm just like, what are you doing with the firework videos? But that actually worked pretty well for the atmosphere. That was cool. Okay, so we are going to be doing one more video tonight, I think, one or two.
Toyako, that's pretty clever.
Oba song.
Oba song.
So this area was...
Ooh, I gotta learn some Oba songs.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I should.
We were... This was the area that we were in. And we are going to be going... I think we connected up through Sapporo. And then went to Otaru all in the same day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think maybe we stayed one night in Sapporo. Was this a night that maybe we stayed in that hotel and they made us
That
sleep on
weird
separate
hotel?
floors?
Yeah,
but there was
creeped
nobody else
out.
there. It was weird. I don't remember. But we went to Sapporo, something happened, and then we went to Otaru. I'm not sure if we have filmed in Sapporo for this at all. But after that, next week, we'll be watching more videos from Sapporo because we do return back to Sapporo. No idea what put Otaru on our map, but we went and... It was, we went back another time and it became one of my favorite experiences of Japan the second time we went. So I don't really remember too much what we did the first time.
Otaru?
Yeah.
Or Sapporo?
Otaru.
Sapporo. The first time was amazing.
In Otaru?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I remember going back for the snow.
That's the only time I've ever been.
No.
What?
We were about to watch yourself there for the first time.
It's springtime. Or it's
Yeah, it's summer.
July.
You've been there twice.
Oh, yeah. We went there during the snow festival.
And that was
We
amazing.
scooped off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Okay. Yeah.
So
oh man,
what we're about to
that's
watch-
what I was saying earlier. I was like, it's gonna be dreamy. It's not gonna be dreamier.
I don't remember what we did at all.
Stupid.
I think you
Why-
made the little earrings.
Okay, it's getting better.
And I remember that because we did it the second time too, because you gave Makiko some, I think. But I think the first time, maybe we both made some for our moms.
We did. And from my understanding, both of those sets of earrings no longer exist.
Yeah.
So we're in like a tourist's,
Yeah, we're in Otaru already.
and there is a defibrillator.
So whatever happened in Sapporo was lost to time. I don't know how.
Well, I can fill in a little bit of the blanks. We stayed in kind of a dorm setting.
Are you sure that was between these two cities, or was that when we returned to Sapporo?
No, it's not when we returned. So we went to Sapporo during this time. We also went to Sapporo during the snow festival.
No, you're way confused.
Oh, and then it's back later?
Yeah. So I know for a fact that we went from here on this trip. Ignore the fact that we've gone back to Hokkaido any other time in your life.
I understand.
We went from here.
There's the possibility for another time that I'm just not understanding.
Just to be clear, we went from here to Sapporo, then to Otaru. I'm not sure if that was all in one day or if we stayed in Sapporo overnight or something. I don't remember, and we don't have any way to. We didn't talk about it in the video, as far as I know.
Yeah, I get it now.
So what's going to end up happening on this trip? Here to Sapporo to Otaru, then back to Sapporo. Then we went back down here, and then went back on the ferry to Sendai. I believe. I believe that's how this portion of this trip worked. You over here talking about shit that happened like 9 years later.
I was very 100% about it.
Here, just in case.
Just check my stoles.
So here in Otaru, they used to have a lot of financial
Otaru.
This is an old bank that's now turned into a hotel. And if you look up the street here, you can see just like large bank-like buildings.
It's cool looking.
They call it the Wall Street of the North because we're in northern Japan. And I'm not really sure, nothing we have explains why, but all the banks at some point evaporated here. I mean, these things were from like the early 1800s, so they were around for quite a while, and it says the oldest one just recently closed in like 2006 or something.
Recently.
So it was here for like 130 years or something. It's really, really, really long time. But this city is really pretty.
Is it there 5
Everything's
o'clock?
really clean. I mean, it's Japan, everything's clean. But and all the lights are pretty, and there is a canal back here a little ways that we walked down, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. And it's wide streets, and it's a superb looking place. So we've been happy here so far, even though we've only been here for a couple hours. And that's my Korean friend. He's bicycling across Japan, or well, along Japan. He's crazy.
It doesn't sound so crazy to me anymore.
An anticipated event for Hokkaido was going to Otaru and finding a glass blowing shop, which we knew would let us make earrings for our mothers. Making earrings and anything with glass is a little strange because we don't play with fire every day, so it was a little nerve-wracking. You start out with a metal rod in your hand and you heat up a stick of clear glass, which is the color that we chose, and you heat it up until the point that it can wrap itself around the metal rod, and you just basically roll the rod until you get enough glass on it to create a bead. Then you put both hands on the metal rod and you roll it until you get a smooth ball. Then to put the color in, which I chose black.
We heard about yours recently, so I'm just making a replica here.
You take a smaller stick of glass of your chosen color and you heat that up, and then you just kind of like paint on the outside of the previous ball that you made. And once you've got the color on it where you want it and how much you want it, you put your stick down and you twirl the rod a little bit more, and it just smooths over. And then the people take your little rod and they put it into wood chips to cool it down. And once it's cool, they remove the bead from the rod and they put it onto earrings. And they look really amazing. And I'm glad that we went up to Hokkaido to do that. It's one of the best things that has come out of this trip.
They're gone.
Makiko probably still has hers.
Yeah, Makiko does.
Booze shop. So the seal is peddling booze, and he is probably the scariest thing on the planet. You go down in this area, and then you spin around, and you got this funky set of teeth, and then you come up over here, and oh my god, it's not great. Why have they taken and stuffed a seal and then put a green jewel in its eye? I don't like it.
Just left it outside, drumming up fear. It's a pretty good name.
He's blue.
He's very blue. We're at Otaru Beer Brewery, and we just walked by here and decided to see if they do tours or anything.
Every time it gets said, we say it worse.
English, and took us on a tour, and she told us all about the system that they have here. And I'm going to try and go over that, and we'll see how well I do. There are 3 steps to beer making here at this restaurant where they make all the beer in-house. The first step is malt juice. The second step is fermentation.
It's awesome looking.
Step is maturing. These tanks here are the first step to making malt juice. And the people up there that you just saw that are taking the tour, you're able to put, like, they open up the door to these tanks and you can see the actual process happening and smell it. It's really, really intense and something that we've never had the chance. We've gone on beer factory tours before and nobody's ever let us stick our heads in the tank. That was pretty cool. Once the process here is done, these pipes carry the fluid next door to the maturing area. And we actually got to go into this room too. The temperature changes and the liquid stays in here for 10 days fermentating, and we got to see that. It wasn't really exciting, but it was cool that we actually got to go into the room with it.
Fermenting?
Then the liquid is transferred into the maturing room, and in the maturing room it stays for 6 weeks and matures and starts smelling a lot like beer. That room smells like beer.
Looks like I'm making a friend.
Also,
Yeah.
0 degrees in there. And she also let us try a little cup of malt juice, which is what is made in these tanks, the first step, and it tastes delicious. Prior to the yeast attacking all the sugars, it's very, very good. So our tour was a lot of fun. Did you have a good time?
Okay.
Okay.
We've been watching Fantastic Mr. Fox.
We got to try all of these different This one, I told Eric it was very good, but it tastes like ass. This one, on the other hand, is really good. The heel, that's really good. So we enjoyed that, and the girl that gave us the tour said that was her favorite, and she's right. These are the hops, and they're smelly. The yeast and the water. And we found out that beer's 90% water. Who would have thought?
Sounds healthy. Sort of reminds me of Yokohama a little bit, like the brick houses and brick buildings and stuff. Seems more legitimate than Yokohama.
Okay. Korea.
Is that a
I
capybara?
remember this.
Oh, he had a gun.
Yeah. We're gonna play with a gun. Oh, we didn't play with the gun.
We
on
didn't play with the
camera.
gun, but that was a good, like, well, can we get a capybara on a wire like that? That's great stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at, those are actually all the videos we're going to watch tonight. I made a place where if I, like, start splitting the videos, it's going to make awkward timing. Like, things will be, some nights would end up being super long and some would be super short. So, this one's a little short, but I do have some pictures. And now we're going to look at the
I
pictures.
could read some of that.
Yeah, I got. Says
Not allowed to use that.
don't use it with a really long cord. That's what
So
it
that
says.
first kanji is like really?
Yeah,
Nani chou?
I don't think it's chol, but yeah. Anyway,
No, nani chou. Like the long kanji
Oh.
being chou.
like nagai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea how to read this.
Like-
I know what it means.
Seichou. Shinchou.
Yeah,
It's the same one.
Yeah, okay. What caught my eye, and the reason I would have taken this picture is just because that's an American socket, and we don't see American sockets very often. It was on the boat, so it makes me wonder if the boat might have been an American boat.
Fabricated
Yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah. And that maybe that
I
explains
know those kanjis.
the Maryland Greyhounds. It's like Indian, like Native American language on the bottom. What is
Hawaiian.
this? Hawaiian?
Can we
Is there
see
a
if they're
different
in this?
Is there a different University of Maryland than the state? Like, what's going on here? There's 2 American sockets from behind you. They use American sockets in the air cons for Japan. Yeah. Well, kind of. They look a little different. Anyways, in our house. What's the deal with this shirt, this University of Maryland thing? Anyway, what are you doing?
It looked a little bit like they were spelling out Kawaina. I was seeing if that was part of it, or just trying to understand it a
And,
little bit, but I've gotten off
the
it.
map looks like it's in Hawaii. Is there a University of Hawaii or Maryland in Hawaii?
Oh shit.
Like the map is in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah.
So it must not be the Maryland that we're thinking of.
It's obviously that other Maryland.
University of Maryland mascot is not the Greyhounds, and it isn't in Hawaii. So what's going on with this? Is it just a fabrication
just
of
a
nonsense?
lie?
Is it just a complete lie?
Somebody's already looking this up.
Random English words to make is it all that's going on?
I don't know if all of those are English. That's for sure. Greyhound don't float on water.
Did you type in University of
and all I'm
Maryland?
getting is, I didn't put in the university because it does say university. Okay, so
If you went to the University of Maryland, this would be a dope shirt to wear around the campus.
unless there were no Greyhounds, people would be like,
And
"What school?"
yeah. Thank you. That sounds
Yeah, I think this is just a made-up shirt.
all right.
Uh-huh. Very funny, Eric Klein.
You got the big boy that you would never get the big boy now.
Yeah, no.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've ever. I don't know. The last time I saw you drink a Coca-Cola, you don't really drink soda at all.
Mm.
It's a waste of calories. There's the castle. We've since rode the castle. Ridden? Can you say both? Ridden the castle? I rode the castle. We've rode the castle. We've ridden the castle?
Bon voyage. We rode on the castle. Should ask them. They know the answer.
夏はこれだよね. Mm-hmm. Sweet gut. Delicious. Nice. T-Puffin, what's up? I remember taking these pictures.
Mm.
It might have been one of the first times we'd come across these kinds of lanterns like this.
Yeah. And just the tone was really nice.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool picture. With our reflections in the glass.
Mm.
Just on that hike up there. It's pretty cool how you're hanging off of it.
Mm.
$260, bro. Yeah, we had talked about doing this last time we were up there, but we were like, we did it last time. We'll do the island instead. Yeah.
That's a cool picture. Look at you. I know him.
Yeah, I know. You met him again when we
Many
were...
times.
Last time we were up there, you walked around the corner and you're like, I met that dinosaur or whatever. It's at a gas station.
Handmade original woodcraft. Yeah, girl. Who's the genius that decided that was going to be the name? I want to meet that person.
Let's go ahead and make sure that's really prominent.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's almost
The
fell off.
background.
Got caught in an icy rainstorm on a mountain with no rain pants. Where are you where you're dealing with ice? It's May, man. Ice is over. Another little onsen for your hands.
Look at him.
I remember it was still kind of cold, like you can tell by the way we're dressed, but these felt nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in Sapporo.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we would have. Oh, you know what? I can look at the. Hold on a second. I might be able to figure out if we stayed over in Sapporo overnight. 2011. Just a second. No, 2010.
Utta heya.
Okay, Sendai Toyako.
Oh man, they're doing some construction on the right hand there.
We went all in one day. We didn't stay overnight.
That looks exciting.
Yeah. Did you follow?
Yep.
So. Oh, Lord. And I think what happened, you bought a beer, didn't drink the whole thing. And then I went to an Indian restaurant by myself. And you didn't go. I don't know why. We might have just needed minutes apart.
That'll happen after a cruise.
Because I remember this because of this, seeing this picture. Looks like pretty good food.
I order this occasionally.
Did the camera have GPS? No. No. Not in 2011. Yeah, and there's you with a beer that I don't think you drink.
I might have finished that one. The most recent trip we took, I got
maybe I'm
specialty
confused.
flavor and it tasted terrible.
Yeah.
But it also might be that I probably like once a year get a craving for beer and it wasn't at that time.
Just this is so weird looking. And it's like a cigarette ad. 290 yen for a pack of cigarettes. Is that a lot? I don't have any idea. Probably not. Look at his shorts. He's really strapped in.
Depends on how many cigarettes are in there, but I'd assume it's your normal 20 pack. So I would say that 290 yen is pretty darn cheap.
Look at that guy's legs. Is that his leg?
It's a female on the bottom and a guy on the top and a cigarette and some other picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Japan Tobacco. That's who I read for. It's crazy fucks.
Some pictures of you doing the glass blowing. I didn't realize we had all those like pretty good videos of it all happening.
Oh, I love this picture. Maneki neko. Yuzuko.
This is interesting because that's not a Scotty. Usually it's Scotties that aren't allowed. I don't even know what I'm looking at there. What kind of dog is that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a... It's so generalized that nobody knows what kind of dog it is, and therefore no one cares.
It's got vampire teeth?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I don't know. Fuck this dog.
It's got like a... Yeah, I feel weird about that dog.
It's a good picture. It's cool. You can see the ball like really well. I like when my balls are properly photographed.
Wow. Whoa, cool.
And the final picture is me at that bar, and the guy had like it was like a Western style thing, and like here's a gun, but you can tell like it's like one of these types of dudes, like with the weed and the bongos and the capybara on a carrot thing and like all that kind of stuff.
Reefaboo?
I don't know, a reefaboo. Oh, yeah, reefaboo. I'm not sure what we ate or anything. I don't remember anything at all about the food.
Rastaboo?
A rastaboo? Rastabooian? There's got to be a way to make that better. But, all right. That is going to be the end of the Us Watching Us portion of this. But I do think I'm going to stay streaming for a little bit and play some Zelda.
Okay.
Okay.
I will sort out the headphones.
Yeah, unplug it from the TV for me.
Okay. I'll take a second though.
So we'll be back next week. I think we don't have anything going on next week. So we'll be back next week and we'll be watching the remainder of Hokkaido and probably the second visit to Sendai. And then the following week, we have a whole bunch of video from our first visit to Tokyo that we'll be doing. So
tomorrow before Us Watching Us, I'm going to a birthday party.
You mean next week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be back then. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out for the Us Watching Us portion, everybody. If you were part of the live stream, you're going to get to watch me play Zelda unless you go do something else because you don't care about Zelda, which is excusable. But I'm going to move some things around a little bit, and I'm going to stay playing, gaming for this a bit.